G'day everybody and welcome to Andrew's Art and Models. I have something a little bit different for you today, well different from my channel anyway. A UH-60 Black Hawk from Italeri in 1/72. Now this version comes with 3 decals or decals. There is the United States version, there is the Colombian version I believe it is, and the Australian Sorry, any Aussies out there, I apologise for that. I just had to do it. The Australian version. So there we go. A little bit of blurb on the vehicle there, and some interesting colour guides. And as we're talking about Australian, you can see why I may have picked this particular kit. I love watching these things fly around when I get the chance. They are awesome. Right, so that's the box art. Let's move on to what's in the box, shall we? Black Hawk Night Raid, same deal as before. Sprue count, everything there, fantastic. All the sprues are bagged as well, just in case I forget to mention that later on. And we go straight into the instructions and assembly. Assembly is pretty simple. There's not a heck of a lot to do. Obviously, with the helicopters, you want to pre-paint everything inside before you put it together. But yeah, it's not a overly difficult kit by the looks of it. I've never actually built it, so it'll be interesting to see if I get round to building it, how it goes together, how it fits together. Because I'm sort of, yeah, when it comes to Italeri, sorry, fans out there for that brand, it's nothing against the brand per se, it's just personal preference. But there we go. So the rest of the instructions are all very simple, straightforward. There's not a heck of a lot to it. One thing you will find is this comes with Hellfire missiles as well as the rocket pods. That surprised me. I honestly did not know that there were some versions capable of having the Hellfire missiles tacked onto them. I find that really interesting. I didn't even know they'd have the proper systems to fire them. I know they could fire them, and if there was an Apache nearby, the Apache could guide it. So maybe that's what they're just basically a bomb truck. I don't know. I did not know that. So that was news to me. And you can see them fitting their weapons on there on the side. So it's up to you whether or not you want to do that version. There are plenty of things you can do with this kit. We have the US version. We have the Colombian Army version. So there we go there, and we have the Australian Army version, and yeah, that's where my money is, if you hadn't already guessed. Now, decals. I actually quite like this little sheet. The registry's good, so they're all printed nicely. You do have all those little US Army ones on the missiles, because it's no fun if you don't know whose missile's being fired at you. So they go... They go on all hellfires. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. We've got the Colombian Army there. We've got the US Army there. Obviously, the rest of this is interchangeable. And then we have the Australian Army there. Now, I've looked at some aftermarket sets for these for anyone in Australia who's curious. I don't think I'm going to bother. These actually, and I say surprisingly, and it's not specifically against the brand, these actually look reasonably accurate. I'm sure there are those out there that would go, well, no, it's X, Y, or Z, or this is wrong, or that's wrong. But unlike other kits that I've seen where they slap the Australian Decals included sticker on the box, these ones actually look quite close to what is actually on the helicopters itself. So I was really impressed with that. Kudos, thank you, Italeri. That was a really nice job. Now, cockpit canopy, the glass in the canopy and the side doors, everything here. It's all a little on the well, no, it's not. These parts down here that go around the nose are a little on the thick side. The rest of it's not too bad. I can't complain about it. I've left that in the bag for now because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with this kit. I might do it as a giveaway yet. I haven't decided. But I've just left it there just to protect them, just in case. But you're not missing out on much when it comes to that. There are 2 sprues of parts. Funnily enough, we have the blades on one part, and we have the Hellfires and the rockets. So the rocket pods are molded in halves. The Hellfires, curiously enough, are molded in a single piece. Now, They're not the best representation of Hellfires I've ever seen, but they're passable. They'll do. That's all right. Can't complain too much about that. We have the rear stabilizer. Oh, sorry. Ooh, have I just made an error? Oh, no, different types. So we have different types. I didn't even notice that. Ooh. Now, I went through all this beforehand too, and I didn't notice that. Let's double check that while we're here. Yeah, there you go. Version C, version A. Oh, forgive me, everyone. I missed that completely. So it has the different versions for the stabilizers there. And that is a nice option. I had no idea that they were actually different shaped. I mean, I'm not an expert on helicopters by any means, but yeah, did not know. These are obviously the weapons pod wings, arms stick out from the helicopter, put the weapons on. And the helicopter itself is quite nicely molded. So we have a look at the vehicle here. There's some lovely detail on there. It is raised detail, but that's from the references that I've looked at, that's really more accurate than having recessed details on these, as far as I'm aware. Because they tend to have a lot of riveted seams, all that sort of thing. And I think that's probably a nicer way of representing it in this scale than having a whole heap of little dots all over the vehicle, which you're probably going to end up having to sand off or whatever anyway. So I'm not unhappy with that. You could certainly rescribe those if you wanted to. There's not a heck of a lot of them. The only one that I sort of think is a little unnecessary is just around the door here, and I'll probably get rid of that. But the rest of it, yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Going to the inside, most of the inside you're not going to see this anyway, and it's going to have that insert for the crew compartment, all that jazz in there. So don't worry too much about the injector pins or anything like that in there. Most of them you will not see. But as I said, I haven't built it, so test fit it beforehand and double check it and make sure that is correct. Moving on to the last sprue. So there we have the other side of the vehicle, and you can see the raised lines there. Some nice details on there. A couple of them I'll probably change, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I really am, and that's pretty rare for me when it comes to raised details. Interior is exactly the same again, and then we have the interior for the cabin. So we've got some nice pieces there. Not a heck of a lot going on there. There's a few injector pin marks, but that'll likely be hidden by the seats and everything like that, so I'm not worried about that at all. Speaking of seats, we've got the seats for the crew compartment and all the backings for the seats. We have the doors, very simple. That'll be for the controls in between the pilots, would be my guess. Yeah, there's nothing there that's really going to blow your socks off. There's nothing there that's really going to cause you any issues. No mold defects that I can find. Very little flash seam lines other than on the missiles are pretty good. So the missiles have a few, but they're molded in one piece, so they're going to. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Italeri, I quite like this kit, I have to admit. It's been a while since I've purchased one of yours, and I'm glad I purchased this one. So it is a nice little kit, and I'm looking forward to building it, if that's what I decide to do. Still haven't made up my mind yet. We'll get there. We'll figure it out eventually. But so there we go. UH-60 Black Hawk 1/72nd scale Italeri, United States, Australia, and Colombia, all represented there. Yeah, looking forward to this one. This should be a fun build. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions at all about this kit, please feel free to let me know. I am more than happy to answer any questions that I can. Don't forget, we have the subscriber giveaway for the channel every month, so keep an eye on those videos, and we're going to have a heck of a lot more kit reviews and build videos coming your way. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you for the next one.